Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching reacting to CF Monterrey versus Chicago Fire FC Leagues Cup 2026 quarterfinals. We are beginning the knockout stage. This week, quarterfinals, next midweek, semifinals, and the weekend of the 6th, Sunday the 6th, third place in the final. We will know the four teams fighting for a CONCACAF spot. Over the next 2 weeks at the end of the night. Now that looks better. There we go. All right. Looks better. How we doing, Sean? How we doing, Dillon? How we doing, Angus? How we doing? With that being said, Chicago, CF Monterrey contra Chicago Fire en la Leagues Cup Cuartos de Final. Is that the Red Bull versus Chicago game, says Sean. Nice. Nice. Glad you got to be there. Blue Jays tied 1-1 in the 5th inning, by the way, if you wanted to know. The only game this hour is Monterrey-Chicago. When Leon Salt Lake begins, we have Cartagenas and Foz and Municipal Motagua being played. In Group D of the Central American Cup, we will focus on those. It was Polish night. They didn't start Lewandowski. He got subbed on late and got the second lowest rating. Well, if it was on the weekend, I think I know why. They were trying to save him for this match. Duh. I mean, he is older, and they probably want Leagues Cup bad. Don't blame them, to be honest. Seattle Mariners better. Yeah, who won the ALCS last year? I can't seem to remember. Who won the ALCS last year? Oh, yeah, right. George Springer and the Toronto Blue Jays. What do you mean better? By the way, they both suck this year, and the Jays still have the better record. What do you mean better? The Jays still have the better record. They're both not where they should be, and the Jays still have the better record. I don't know why. Either way, whatever. FIFA President Gianni Infantino providing a crucial regional boost amidst ongoing global governmental disputes. Griezmann and Lewandowski this month, neither could beat Red Bull. Either way, starting 11s are as follows. For Monterrey in goal, we have Esteban Andrada. The back four of Ricardo Chavez, Victor Guzman, Carlos Salcedo, Gerardo Arteaga. The midfield two of Orbelín Pineda and Oliver Torres. The midfield attacking three of Diego Rossi, Lucas Ocampos, and Tecatito Corona, and Hugo Kuipers up top, the former Chicago Fireman who got pushed out for Robert Lewandowski, plays against Robert Lewandowski. Can he get revenge? For Chicago Fire in goal, we have Chris Brady. We have a midfield, or the back four, Jonathan Dean, Joel Waterman, Jack Elliott, Andrew Gutman. The midfield three of Sergio Orregel, we'll go with Orregel. Jay Davila and Anton Saletros, Philip, Robert Lewandowski, and Dithijana. Puso, Dithijana. Almeida versus Berhalter. It's going to be interesting. And Salvador Perez singled. The Blue Jays are down 2-1. Ugh. Wolff. To be honest, it really should be worse. And the Blue Jays are going to the bottom of the 5th, down 2-1. Okay, we could live with that. K-Cal has the highest rating for pace in MLS, 93 pace. See supporting Gianni Pace. Also, Gianni's from Italy. Is Gianni from Italy? No, he's technically from Switzerland. But there is Italian in Switzerland, so yes and no. But the way he's acting, you know what? We'll let Switzerland claim him. Either way, they're playing in Bridgeview, Illinois. Monterrey versus Chicago, our first of 4 Leagues Cup quarterfinals this week. 6 games streamed. 4 of them are Leagues Cup quarterfinals. The other 2 are the African Asian Pacific Cup playoff. And one, Sun's going to love this. Al Ahly Saudi Club versus Auckland FC at 1 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And then, of course, on Thursday, we have the final game of the group stage of the Central American Cup, Olympia versus Saprissa. Both teams have advanced. It's to win the group. Who will do so? But the other 4 Leagues Cup matches, we're doing all 4. Don't worry. Again, starting 11s are as follows. Esteban Andrada. The back 4, Arteaga, Salcedo, Guzman, Chavez. Pineda, Torres. Tecatito, Rossi, Campos, and Kuipers. Yes, there we go. But of course, supporting Gianni pays. The dude gives out freaking bribes like it's Halloween candy. Duh. He's a great winger. He'd be top 3 wingers in MLS if he shot the ball more and better. Well, he needs to shoot the ball then. James Panamis probably had his best game last weekend versus LAFC. He stood in his head. In goal, Chris Brady. The back 4, Gutman, Elliott, Waterman, and Dean. For Chicago Fire, Saletros, Davila, Origal, Dithijana, Lewandowski, Phillip. Are the Fire for real? We're going to find out over the next 90 minutes. And if it's tied, we go to penalties. Of course, we'll have to move on to the next stream, and we'll follow the penalties on frickin' Pop Mob or whatever. But we're going to be, if it's tied after 90, we go to penalties. Teams are walking out. We're getting ready to go. First of 2 games tonight. 2 lives, 1 review. 3 lives and 2 reviews tomorrow. Of course, the Intercontinental Cup playoff, first round playoff, and the Columbus Crew America game are the 2 reviews. And then, of course, the Olympia Saprissa game, 1 live, 1 review on Thursday. Friday, we got a recap video, prediction video. But people keep on telling Infantino to F himself. Because FIFA corruption, here's the thing. Here's how I'm going to put it. His corruption was so horrible to the soul of football and so open that they had to tell him to fuck off. See, Sepp Blatter at least seemed to only grease the wheels for people. And the problem with FIFA is that everybody gets 1 vote. Like, it's such a democracy that it turns into a dictatorship. See, here's the thing. Democracy is good if it's a representative democracy. Ironically enough, if you know how to push the buttons of power, a proportional democracy, a true democracy, can become a dictatorship. Technically, that's very... Look at FIFA. It's a perfect example. It's a straight democracy. Everybody gets a vote. Any FIFA president knows how to push the buttons of power, a.k.a. grease the palms of the poor nations to vote for what you want. Whether it's the president or whether it's somebody who backs the president, like, I don't know, Jack Warner, then it becomes a dictatorship. And the only reason Sepp Blatter got pushed out is the feds were on FIFA's ass. And then the next guy becomes a dictator. It's hard to get a FIFA president pushed out because it becomes a dictatorship because it's a straight democracy. Maybe the nations who are bigger should have more votes, but I don't know. Maybe a straight democracy is just as bad as a dictatorship if you got somebody who wants to be a fucking dictator. Like, every single time there's a FIFA president, they turn into a damn dictator. Now, you could say, well, look at the United States. That's a proportional democracy, and we got a guy who wants to be a dictator. Well, if you ask some people, maybe you're right. Maybe it doesn't matter. Anything could become a dictatorship if you work hard enough. I don't know, but it seems to me a straight Greek democracy is a lot easier to screw over than proportional democracy. But then again, I don't know. Maybe if you work hard enough. Maybe if you work hard enough, anything can become a dictatorship. So I don't know. Whether it's corrupt or whether it's communist, whether it's socialist, whether it's purely democratic, whether it's democracy or democratic republic. Maybe anything can become a dictatorship. I don't know. Maybe it all can. Oh, Brett Bateman got to second base. Let's go. Either way. Infantino's overly corrupt. I agree. I'm stocked up on tinfoil hats. I've been stocked up on tinfoil hats since I was in my freaking tweens. I've had too many tinfoil hats since I was in middle school. Hasn't steered me wrong, though. Hasn't ever steered me wrong, though. I feel like it's smarter to have the tinfoil hats than anything else. Well, okay, maybe it has steered me wrong, but rarely does. Rarely. Very rarely. Either way. And even when it did, my heart was in the right place. Ooh, 2 outs. Lucas grounded out. Either way. I walked 4.5 miles today in Queens. Also did 1 hour workout each day at the gym from Saturday to Monday. Good, good. Here we go. Win probability 40.3 for Chicago. No. Well, I mean, it is Leagues Cup. That's the problem. Rubio Vasquez. Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment because it is a compliment. That may be what you weren't trying to do. But I'll take it as a compliment because it's true. Thank you. Thank you very much. Aliens. Aliens are real, yes. Now, does that... Either way. Martians. Martians. Marvin the Martian. I mean, I would say so as well, but I think we're getting to a point where I think most people are starting to realize that's the case. Thank the Lord. I think a lot of people are starting to realize that's the case. So, let's just say I'm less crazy now than I was 10 years ago. I feel less crazy than I felt 10 years ago. Let's put it like that. Yeah. And we're off. 0-0. Partido inicio. 0-0. Monterrey kicks off. Tight odds in this one. Oh. You know, the funny part about that, 2023, I mean, AI was around, but I wouldn't say it was like it is now. It was definitely, how do I put this? See, I mean, of course, I have to say, yeah, 70% of the population got the jab. Did Vladdy hit a home run? Nope, flew out. Damn it. Vladdy flew out. I was like, did he finally hit a home run at the sky? No, he didn't. I mean, yeah, that second part is true. The first part, I can't say 70% of manual labor was automated by 2023. Can't say so. Watching him play in South Park. You know what else isn't real? Eggs. Eggs isn't real. Eggs isn't real. Either way. What's your thoughts on the rivalry's uniforms? I love the Jaguars jersey. Let's go into ladder fare plus the football. 0-0, 2 minutes in. I love the Jaguars jerseys. I think those are the best. Now, I think people are too harsh on the Detroit jerseys. I like the Detroit jerseys. I like the Green Bay jerseys. Chicago and Green Bay are very classic, but also innovative at the same time. I think Chicago and Green Bay did a good job. Minnesota, I don't exactly like Minnesota's. I like Houston's. Tennessee's. I actually like Tennessee's new jerseys, regular jerseys, more than I do the rivalries jerseys. I love Houston's. Has the Love You Blue on it, the Oilers blue, which that's where it should really be, is in Houston. But either way, they have the Love You Blue on there. I liked what they did there. Tennessee's is probably the second worst. Them and Minnesota really let down, I have to say. Tennessee and Minnesota, I think, really let down. Jaguars got to be the best. I like the Colts. I'm going to say Jaguars was the best. Chicago, Green Bay second, Chicago third, Houston fourth, Detroit fifth. Tennessee, Colts sixth. Did I say Colts sixth? Tennessee seventh. Minnesota eighth. Jaguars are the best, though. Dinosaurs are real, yeah. Tennessee and Indy got the worst. I mean, I kind of disagree on, well, I did put Indy down there with Tennessee, so. I still don't really like Minnesota's. Wasn't really my. I feel like they should have done more of a 2000. Like, I know it's not a straight throwback, but they should have based it off the Randy Moss era jerseys. Because those were the best. Those were the best Minnesota jerseys anyway. Honestly, I also kind of miss their Reebok jerseys. To be honest. The gold isn't popping enough on Minnesota's jersey. Yeah, that's kind of the problem to me as well. I would agree. I think that's the problem, yeah. Chicago not doing too bad. Yeah, I think I'd kind of agree on that. I think the gold not really popping is the problem. I don't exactly hate the purple. I need more gold on a Minnesota, or yellow, gold, or, well, I mean, if it's a rivalry, it's straight up gold. I need more gold. Shot. Like, I know Minnesota's purple, but I need more gold. I need more gold. Especially with a rivalries jersey. Since they're sort of like the creative jerseys. But I would actually, honestly, There are a couple of teams where I want their rivalries jerseys to become their current jerseys, or at least I wouldn't be mad if they based their real jerseys on their rivalries jerseys. Patriots, I will admit, the Patriots are one of them. I will admit the Patriots are one of them. I love the Patriots rivalries jerseys from last year that they're still going to wear. I would love the Patriots to base their jerseys off the... If they're not going to bring back the 90s Flying Elvis, give me something based off the rivalries jerseys. You know? But, either way. Also, the Jets. I think the Jets rivalries jerseys would be cool if they based something off those. Then again, they look good with the Sack Exchange jerseys, so... whatever. Buffalo, hell no. Buffalo, they kind of tried with their gray jerseys and the blue helmets. Hell no. Please, God, no. 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 The Dolphins, actually, yeah, if they base something off the rivalries jerseys, sure, I wouldn't be mad about that. But my point being is this. I want the Jacksonville Jaguars to make their next jersey set. Well, it's kind of like the Patriots. Either the Jaguars go back to the Prowler jerseys, the original jerseys, or they base their new jersey set off their rivalries. Either or. Either or. It's kind of like the Patriots. Either they bring back their 90s jerseys. Damn, that sucks. I don't know why remote batteries would have anything to do with it, but either way. You got a DTV converter box? Either way, 0-0, settle. Chicago's playing well. Chicago. Unlike Cruz Azul, this works because it's a Chicago team playing. So, either way. I mean, it's pretty simple. Simpler, maybe. Either way. Monterrey going forward. Can Chicago pull what I would consider an upset? What DraftKings would not consider an upset, but what I would consider an upset. Or Monterrey cold pecho frios. It doesn't hit as well in English. Cold chest. No, it doesn't hit as well. Pecho frios. 0-0. Damn. Anybody else getting the same results? My TV's fine. I don't see no pixelation. But I got a Fire Stick on a frickin' 2013 flat screen. So, your mileage may vary. It looks fine to me. I think Liga MX will beat MLS. The number font on our rivalries uniform is actually our original font from 1995. They scrapped before the end of the preseason. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Like, I would actually, I mean, I still have a jersey collection. I would still, like, I'm not kidding. I would easily rock a Jaguars rivalries jersey. Easily. Don't know who exactly I'd want on it. But, well, no, he's not there anymore. But either way, I'd wear it. No hate for that. Auckland FC versus Saudi team tomorrow. Does Saudi back Gianni? I don't know. I don't think Saudi backs Gianni. They haven't openly said if they did or not, I don't think. I know there are some Asian teams that haven't backed Gianni or have backed Gianni and stepped away from what AFC wants. But I don't think Saudi's one of them. They already got their World Cup, so who cares? Honestly, I want Auckland. Unless I'm mistaken. Saudi, Qatar, Oman, UAE are definitely backing Gianni for sure. Talk about the NFL jerseys, Daniel. There's no Jacksonville team in the MLB or NHL yet. I could see Jags getting new uniforms in the next 2 years like Rams and Titans did. I feel the bad thing about the Titans is I feel like their rivalries uniforms were, I'm not saying based on their last set, but they definitely give more dark blue last Titans jersey set than current. It just doesn't fit. Like, I feel like if their rivalries jersey came out last year with their old set, I think things would have felt a little, it wouldn't be as much of a letdown. Ball crossed in, header. It's out for a goal kick, to be honest. I think their current, rest in peace, and Dolly Parton, yeah. Like, it's sad. It's sad to see Dolly pass. It was sadder than I thought. I mean, I've always liked Dolly Parton, but it hit me harder than I thought it would. Awesome. Dolly Parton was an awesome woman. Cared about everybody. Loved everybody. Did everything she could to help people. Put her home on her heart. Did everything for Seaverville and the Smokies that she could. She was a gem. And the world lost a queen today, is my thought. And it's sad because we all knew she was having health problems, and she was in her 80s, but I think she downplayed it to not scare people, knowing her. Like the clipped her wings, like her doctor clipped her wings bit, like that. Ah, damn. The Blue Jays gave up a run. 3-1 Kansas City, damn it. Okay. But either way. Goal kick here. It's definitely sad. So it's 3-1 rolls. Thirteenth minute, 0-0. Showing back what's going on. 0-0. It's 0-0. Playing forward, Chicago. Oh, is that wide? What a save by Andrade on Saletros. Wow. When did Andrade come back? I think he was on loan last year. So it's 4-1 rolls. I think he was on loan last year and he came back in the summer, but I'm surprised his suspension. Is it up already? Jesus. Massive save. I agree. Cross in. Punched. Cleared away. 15th minute. Should there be 8 teams from Liga MX and MLS and get rid of the teams already qualified for the Champs Cup? That wouldn't work. Like, there'd only be like 6 MLS teams to... Nice, Isaiah, nice. How we doing, Henry? Best movie of all time. Full Metal Jacket. No, I don't like Chick-fil-A sandwiches. I just like the nuggets and fries. And now they're playing freaking Carlos Salcedo at center back. Playing forward. Nice. 17th minute. Is anyone excited for... Yeah, I'm not. 17th minute. Playing forward, Chicago. Ball crossed in. Phillip, cross. Headed away. Boom, 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 boom. Does Gerardo Arteaga have a chance to get back to L3? I mean, is he good enough? Like, I mean, let's see. Right back. Left back. No. No. Unless he can play right back. Him playing out of position still can't be worse than... Damn it. Jorge Sanchez. It can't be worse. Gerardo Arteaga, wasn't he in Europe? I think he was. Yeah, he played for Genk for 4 years. In Belgium. Damn. Down to 3.7 and somehow recovered to 8 million. The Exer Friedman might go to Amazon coverage. Oh, that's nice. $5 million. Yeah, he did play in Europe for 4 years. Caught. Blue Jays down 4-1 at the middle of the 6th. Can they find a way to get back? Playing forward, Chicago. Playing forward. Oh, Phillip loses the hold. No. No, I have not tried Nando's, and I probably never will. Cade Cowell over 2012 Messi. That's just crazy. I mean, again, yeah. Yeah. Now, does that mean... Either way, yeah, gladly. Like, I'd love to go back to Playa del Carmen. Again. I would also love to go to Mexico City or Guadalajara or Toluca or anywhere, frankly. I would gladly. The Baja. Down in the Baja. Gladly. 20th minute. But yeah, gladly. Also in the GTA 6 leagues. I haven't seen a damn thing, and I don't care. So, Artiago was always horrible for us. Well, it's going well for you, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Winning your first Premier League game isn't for everybody, eh? At least Chelsea won. Hey, Tottenham at least has friends in the Dutch pot with Man United. At least you're not alone. But I know one thing. Chelsea's stirring the Dutch pot. Xabi Alonso. One Xabi Alonso. One Xabi Alonso. One Xabi Alonso. Buddy, I've seen 2 Europa Leagues in my lifetime. I've seen 2 Champions Leagues. I've seen 1 Conference League. I've seen 2 Club World Cups. I've seen multiple Premier Leagues. Buddy, all you got's that Europa League. And you weren't even a Tottenham fan when they won the Capital One Cup. Or was it the Carling Cup back then? Either way, League Cup, it was Capital One. Either way, who cares? You didn't even see that. Well, you were alive, but you weren't even a Tottenham fan when they won the League Cup. You've only seen one thing. You almost see them got relegated too. Chelsea might have had some bad seasons. The worst I've seen them finish is 10th. We've conquered the world. We are the gargantuan, inevitable, wonderful, powerful Blues. Something tells me their upcoming match versus Newcastle will be tied. Tottenham can't win the MLS Cup, but New York's got to get something done to win an MLS Cup. Win a Conference League, maybe, if you don't get relegated. Tottenham might still be in the relegation fight, and they spent, what, 300, 400 million? They spunked out a freaking 500 Brinks trucks worth of money, and they still might get relegated. What a disaster. Are you happy the way Chelsea played? Everybody but Sanchez, yes. Everybody but Sanchez I'm happy with. We need a goalie. Hey, Aston Villa got Zion Suzuki. Go get me Emi Martinez. Saved. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Emi Martinez signed Delap for $45 million. Thank the Lord. Get that bastard out of here. Thank you very much. Bye. I hope he enjoys the Mafia boss. TFC anniversary coming up. 10 years since TFC has no MLS champion. Of being MLS, not being MLS champion. I know. Call the pirate. I know. Either way. I know. Gonzalez. Basically, here's my point. Here's the point. Give me point is, all Chelsea needs to do is get a goalie and we'll win the league. I have no idea how he's still at Chelsea. All I know is Chelsea needs a good goalie and we'll win the league. '25th minute. Chelsea needs another midfielder and another defender too. We can live. I mean, we probably do. But the main thing is get a new goalie. Shot over the bar. Robert Sanchez is not a World Cup goalkeeper. He didn't even make the squad. He probably wasn't even on the short list. Or he wasn't even on the 50-man list or whatever the shit. So, either way. But Colwell didn't look that great. Was a huge Drogba fan. I mean, yeah, but we got Maxence Lacroix. So, but he's from Spain. Yeah, but he had nothing to do with the World Cup. Emi Martinez. I know. That's what I want. Give me Emi Martinez. Villa got his replacement. Give me Emi Martinez. 26th minute. th minute. th minute. Why was Enzo Fernandez getting booed? Probably because of the Malvinas banner and everything. Probably. Chelsea spent so much money. Yeah, I know. But, I mean, the squad isn't too bad. Should Penders replace Sanchez instead? No. No. No, give me a new goalie. Previous comment. CONCACAF news. Andres Andrade last defeated Celtic to qualify for the UCL. Also, Sam Adeniran, former St. Louis man. Sam Adeniran on that last squad as well. But yes, Lask has beaten Celtic. Celtic blew a 4-0 lead on aggregate. All I could do is laugh. And guess who was the manager? The holy Martin O'Neill. The man who they thought, well, you know what? He's not. He's proper Celtic. Wilfried Nancy sucks. What happened? Oh, the holy Martin O'Neill blew a Champions League tie. Ah, okay. Cool. He's not infallible, you jackasses. But hey, at least you ran Wilfried Nancy out of the team, eh? I never did. Y'all got impatient and ran him out, and you got what you deserved. Good. What was Moises Caicedo? Either way. Can Auckland beat Al Ali? Daniel's 2 previous comments also. So Savio is going to help us win League Cup in a Conference League. Omar Marmoush will help bring mentality from Man City. Why do you think they got rid of them? Why do you think they got rid of them? They ain't the level for Man City. NYCFC will finish 4th in the Eastern Conference over Red Bull. Maybe. Possibly. Y'all both are mid. Red Bull New York is as mid as the Red Bull Cars this year, and NYCFC, well, they're just mid. Julian Araujo's at Celtic. I say yes. I mean, Auckland's got a solid squad, and it looks like Auckland FC is going to play more of their A-League team than their U23 team, which is kind of bullshit, but, either way. Which is kind of bullshit that they could do that, because the OFC Pro League team is the one who qualified, but they got to pick the squad they wanted to play, and they put a lot of their A-League players on that squad for tomorrow. The fact they could do that is bullshit, but okay. It is the Intercontinental Cup, and it is to be the best team of the year in the world, best club of the year in the world. And you may have an open slot to win it because PSG might not even play because, of course, the UEFA boycott. So the final of the Intercontinental Cup might just be the Challenger Cup. If you can win 2 games, you'll be in the final. Possibly what could be the final. Instead of just 3 games and being in the final. I can see why they did it. It is kind of bullshit, though, but I think with the roster they brought, they could, yeah. No, because I'm too damn short to play goalie. Hoping Auckland wins. They took almost their whole A-League team, which is effed. Which of the good teams in the Premier League do you think will suck this season the most? Well, does Tottenham count? People thought Tottenham would be good. I'm going to say Tottenham. Tottenham, and I don't know about Man United. I'm sure they'll be better off. I'm sure Man United won't be completely shit. Like, it was a bad start, but I don't think Man United's going to be completely shit. Tottenham. Also, Man City. I think Man City are very much going to underperform their expectations. I think Man City might. They'll make European football, but them making the Europa League is a disaster. Them being Conference League team is a disaster, and I think we're kind of leaning towards that being a good possibility. They should have lost their first game. They have not been convincing under Enzo Maresca at all. I think Chelsea's going to be much better than people expect them to be. I think Man City, Tottenham, and Man United are all not going to be as good as people expect them to be. And Liverpool, I'm not sure either, to be honest. I legitimately believe your thoughts on Atlanta United getting Breel and Bolo. I mean, they got a good striker. Will he perform? If he performs, they got a very good striker. Better than they've had since Joseph left, really. Or blew out his knee, I should say. Header. Like, even when Joseph was there for a couple of years after he blew out his knee, he still wasn't the same. "33rd minute. Playing over the top. Lewandowski. Backwards. Philip. Playing forward. But either way, what are my Prem predictions? I think the title race is going to be Arsenal v Chelsea. I really believe the title race is going to be Arsenal v Chelsea because I don't think Liverpool is going to get right back to title contention. I think Man City is going to be garbage for their standards. I think Man United, they ain't going to be as good as people thought. I don't think they're going to reach as far as people thought they would. Tottenham's going to suck. Aston Villa might. Yeah, I don't know. They might have a better chance than some other teams, to be honest. I think the title race is going to be Arsenal and Chelsea. I think my heart says Chelsea will win the league. My gut says Arsenal goes back-to-back, but I think the title race is going to be Arsenal versus Chelsea. Relegation-wise, pop out, good. Just got to keep it 4-1. Yeah, because Chelsea has completed Europe already. Twice over. Nope. Isaiah, nope. Is Mbolo's a good signing? I agree. Oh, Klay Thompson to Miami. Chino Huerta's going back to Pumas. Yep. I still think MLS and Liga MX would do better, in my opinion. Either way. Played over the top. Either way. Still 0-0. Yeah, Chino Huerta's going back to Liga MX. I mean, he's gotten injured a hell of a lot over in Europe. I can understand why. Either way. Blocked away. Is Anthony Martial still in Monterrey? No. I thought he left in the summer. I thought he left after last season. Do you think Lacroix looked good? Yeah, well, yeah, I think Maxence Lacroix looked amazing against Fulham. Again, everybody on Chelsea I thought looked good. Like, I wasn't complaining about anybody. Oh, header and wide. And they think Kuipers got fouled. Monterrey thinks Kuipers, there should be a penalty for that. Yellow card for Waterman. I guess there is a penalty. I think they got Diego Rossi to replace Martial, which, honestly, nowadays, that's a good choice. I mean, what did Brady do to get the yellow? Or it was Brady who got the yellow. Santi Jimenez going to Porto. Colwell didn't look that good. He gave away the second goal that Sanchez was involved with. Is Santi Jimenez going to Porto from AC Milan a downgrade? Yeah, it is. But, oh, he did clothesline him. Yeah, that's a yellow. I don't know. But that should... It's a corner. It's a corner, not a penalty. Because it was after the touch. Chris Brady gets a yellow. I mean, it's definitely a downgrade. Like, I would not want to go down to Porto after I've been to AC Milan. But the problem is come on, Blue Jays, pick up some runs. Either way, isn't the Portuguese league MLS level? It's better. Well, I don't know. I mean, Porto, I think everybody but Porto, Sporting, in Vitoria, and Brandon Valenzuela replaces Alejandro Kirk replaces Brandon Valenzuela. It is a walk. Jimenez hit by the pitch. Kirk on. Oh, it is a penalty. Penalty for Monterrey. Diego Rossi to take. Penalty for Monterrey in the 39th minute. There's Ocampos. Lucas Ocampos to take the penalty. It is a penalty. Okay. So they have set up for it. Lucas Ocampos in the 39th minute. Ocampos versus Brady. Well, that's just Miami. VAR check. Referee's going to check it. Eric Lieta's going to Monaco for $10 million. Well, there you go. Porto won a Champions League like 20 years ago. Yeah. And that was because Jose Mourinho was their manager. Can't stop watching Christopher Velde crash out on America fans. Well, he's right, though. That was a horrible checking for a red card. Oh, shit. Chris Brady might get a red card. Chris Brady might get a red card for this on VAR. Now you finally check it? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Chicago's been playing well, but this might just ruin their chances completely. It's about to become a disaster. I mean, he did clothesline it. But he was right, though. But Valde's right, though, to crash out. And it was more on Portland fans than America fans. Portland let it be a horrible, horrible environment for that game. He let America take over. It is going to be a penalty and no red card. Penalty and no red card. Penalty and no red card. So there's still 11v11. So even if there's a goal, you think TFC will beat NYCFC? Well, if they're playing in Toronto, I mean, we did well in New York. I think we could. Ocampos versus Brady. Shot, goal. Oh, no, save. Oh, my God, he missed. Oh, my God. And what a powerful. Was that off the post or a save? I got to see that again. I thought that went in. If it was a post, that would make more sense. Oh, my God, he posted it. Brady went the wrong way. Yep, Brady went the wrong way, and Ocampos posted it. Out for a Chicago throw. Wow. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense, because I thought he beat Brady, but he put it off the post. And Alejandro Kirk double played. Grounded into a double play, Alejandro Kirk. In play outs, George Springer grounded out. Okay, so we got 6 outs to get 3 runs to go to extra innings at least. Okay. If that's true, I mean, I kind of can see it. Either way, I'm kidding. Either way, playing forward to Chicago, back to Andrada. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, this is crazy. This is a wild coincidence. I just saw this. Wild coincidence. The next tropical name up on the list for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season in the Atlantic Basin is Dolly. Ain't that some? Ain't that some? Sadly, the J name on the list is Josephine, not Jolene. But yeah, it is. Arthur, Bertha, Cristobal, Dolly. Edward, Faye, Gonzalo, Hannah, Isaias, Josephine, Kyle, Leah, Marco, Nana, Omar, Paulette, Renee, Sally, Teddy, Vicky, Wilfred. There's your 2026 hurricane name list. Based off the 2008 list, but no Gustav and no Ike. And no Laura, because that got retired in 2020. Same list as 2020 as well, and 2014. Well, of course, besides the retirements. But if you know the hurricane season, you know. I call it the 2008 list, because it basically is. Even though it got used in 14 and 20 and now 26, it is the 2008 list to me. Just like the 2005 list is the 2005 list, of course. When I came of age to be able to pay attention to the hurricanes, the first time the 2005 list in my lifetime got used was 2005. Katrina, of course, got retired. That name got retired. Ball crossed in. Trying to remember a name that's still on that list that didn't get retired. So that one got used 3 years ago? 2023? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, Alex? No, I think that's the 2004 list, I think. Either way. So the Jags rivalry font was inspired from the 1997 Jags preseason jerseys that got scrapped because the numbers weren't easy to read and everyone complained about it, so they changed it to the Prowler font. So it's easier to read now because of high definition TV. 0-0 in the 45th minute. But yeah, the next name on the hurricane name list for the next storm that forms and gets named is Dolly. I don't know. Do we want it to just be a tropical storm or do we want it to be a Cat 5 hurricane? I don't know. What would be more fitting? 0-0. What would be more fitting? A Cat 5 fish storm? Yeah, that sounds pretty fitting. Powerful, but doesn't hurt anybody. Except the fishes. I don't know if... either way. 46 minute. Yeah, I think that's fitting, actually. Yeah, a Category 5 fish storm would be fitting. So, headed away. Shot saved by Brady. That sounds about fitting to me. It can't be weak. No. Numbers aren't compressed and take up lots of space. That and jersey numbers have gotten bigger over the years. That's fair. Also, high-definition TV and pictures help as well. 46 minute. 3 more minutes of stoppage time. 0-0. Settle. Yankees-Astros tied. I actually want the Yankees to win. Especially if the Jays are going to lose. Brendan Little in the 8th inning. Great. That's a genius idea. 47th minute. Well, if the Jays get within 1, I'm sure Varlin will come out anyway. Timbers need to get a right back, even if it's on loan. I think we will. I mean, you would think so, but either way, Yankees up 6-5 on a sac fly by Cody Bellinger. Well, good. That helps the Jays. Phillip gives a foul away for the Chicago Fire, 48th minute. Foul. Oh, well, there you go. We're getting Phoenix versus Penta in the finals. That's pretty good. I understand the Scuderia Ferrari is finalizing a new contract with Lewis Hamilton, extending the 7-time world champion stay until 2028. Well, that's good. Lewis Hamilton staying with Ferrari for 2 more years. Free kick for Monterrey in the 49th minute. Sola was doing a damn good job. Goal, Monterrey! Right before the half. Free kick taken. And it's a goal. Put off the head of Guzman. Victor Guzman goal. 1-0 at the half for Monterrey. Might as well have been with a penalty, but they get it right before the half. I'm just going to change that to halftime. There's no reason for me to make it 1 and then change it again. There you go, 1-0 to Monterrey. Goal for Rayados. Will you do some gameplay for GTA 6? No. I don't even have the PlayStation. Probably can play it on. Victor Guzman, header. 1-0. Chicago got a little bit antsy. Gave away a free kick, played over the top, and a perfect header by Guzman. 1-0. 45 plus. 4 or 5. 1-0. That should be halftime any second now. 45 plus 4. 1-0, 1-0. And it's halftime. Halftime. 1-0, 1-0, miro tiempo. So, there you go. 45 more minutes. Can Chicago come their way back? Great header there. No chance for Brady. I agree with that. There was no chance at all. No chance. That's what he got. You got no chance. No chance in hell. You've got. Whatever. Either way, halftime 1-0. 1-0 Mino Tiempo. We'll take a short break at halftime with the stats. Get this one going. Sit tight, be back. Let's see what Chicago could do in the next 45 minutes. And then, of course, we got the Leon RSL game next. And then we got Al Ali Saudi Club versus Auckland tomorrow afternoon. And then the other 2 Leagues Cup games tomorrow night. What a maneuver! With that being said, we'll take a short break. Sit tight, be back. And we're back for the stats of the half. Blue Jays have 2 on and 1 out. Second and third. Vladdy just got a hit. Double. Okamoto up next. Blue Jays down 3. I'd gladly see a walk and then a homer or whatever. Either way. Stats of the half. 41% possession to 59% possession. 8 shots to 4. We got 3 shots on goal to 2. We got 128 accurate passes, 82% to 196, 85%. 1 yellow to 2, 1 corner to 3, 156 passes to 231, 82% pass accuracy to 85. We got 5 throws to 21, 1 offside to 0. We got 8 shots to 4, 3 shots on goal to 2, 10 tackles to 7. Or 1 yellow to 2, 0 reds to 0, 5 fouls to 3. Monterrey missed a penalty, but they had a beautiful header in the end, right before the half, to get this to a 1-0 lead for Monterrey. Do you expect the Metro or the Mets to make playoffs? No, they will not. But with that being said, I think Monterrey, they got one. Should have had one with a penalty. It should be 2-0, honestly. But I think Monterrey, they've had their moments of looking strong. I think Chicago have looked very solid. I think they feel hard done by giving up the goal, especially after them missing the penalty. They thought they could get to the end of the half without giving one up. They gave away a stupid foul and a stupid penalty. Luckily, it was only 1. They got scored, if not instead of 2. But Chicago's got to find their way back over the next 45 minutes at least to tie it, to get it to extra time or to penalties. Chicago aren't doing bad. I'd say Chicago are slightly the better team overall. Monterrey definitely had their moments. They can definitely take this, be farther. But overall, you live with it. Either way. Let's see. Sleep at a Villarreal. Well, good for him. Either way, waiting for the second half to start. I don't know. Jesus Sanchez hit by the pitch. Bases loaded. Man, if Clement could hit a freaking grand slam, that would be awesome. That'd be moved. 3 Canadians there now. Yeah. Ernie Clement with the bases loaded. Come on. Give me a grand slam. Andres Jimenez probably won't, but give me a grand slam or at least bring 2 of the runs home. Get us within 1 for the bottom of the 9th. I think that could be worked. Give him a meatball, Nate. Come on. You're a former J. Give him a meatball. Sealy was better at CF Montreal. What did he get a move to Rapids for, Major L? Yeah, that sucks. Surely we don't lose to Bobby Witt and friends. Clement hurt. No. What happened? No. I mean, I'm watching Game Center. What happened? He fouled it off his foot, I guess. It says foul. He fouled it off his foot, I guess. Fuck. He got hit by a foul tip, yeah. Second half, here we go. He's on the floor right now. All we have left is McAdoo on the bench if he's supposed to be pulled. In the second half, here we go. Can Chicago find their way back, or will Monterrey hold on? Seems like he hit his knee. Yeah, that tracks. Either way. Here we go, second half. Chicago to kick off. They're chanting Ernie. Good. And we're off. Chicago over the top. Ernie Clement. 2 foul balls straight. Playing forward for Monterrey. Just give him a freaking meatball, Nate. Come on, seriously. Can the Yanks just catch up to the Rays already and take the crown back? They might. Ernie. Fly out. Ernie flew out. We're still down 3. We had the bases loaded and still down 3. Yeah, we ain't winning today. Yeah, the Jays just don't have it today. 46th minute. Ernie Clement flew out to the center fielder Isbell. Great. Monterrey playing forward. Can we get the Dodgers back on track? All I know is well, the Jays got to somehow find a way to get it all back in the bottom of the 9th. Do it for Ernie. Yeah, we're not winning today. 48th minute. Monterrey. Header. Forty-eighth minute. %65.8% win probability for Monterrey. Will be live for the second match as well of the night. and we'll be reviewing the Leon versus RSL game once it's over. I guess they're not using Varland unless they absolutely have to. Honestly, don't blame them. Playing forward, Brady on the ball. Back of my TV is working. Never had that problem before. I mean, realistically, I'm going to say, I don't know if Colorado, Colorado's a chance to do it. I don't think it's going to be Vegas. I don't think Carolina's going to take that much of a step back. Edmonton, I think it's going to be a disaster with Babs. I like Anaheim, but I don't think they're... I think Colorado versus Carolina. I really do. I think McKinnon will be better. Yeah, give me Colorado versus Carolina. Realistically, Colorado versus Carolina, I'm going to go Carolina in 6. Now that they've done it, we can't down them anymore. Now that they've done it, we can't down them anymore. I don't think Florida's going to be as dominant as they were pre-injuries. I mean, yes, they'll be better. Of course they will. I think the Leafs will make it back to the playoffs. I think they will be top 3 in the Atlantic. They could win the Atlantic if everything goes right. If everything goes right, we'll see if it continues into May, April and May. I think the Leafs have a chance. If they make the playoffs, I think the Leafs are going to have a chance. I think they have to be amazing to make the playoffs. With how much of a freaking murderer's row the Atlantic and the wild card is, and ergo the wild card in the East is. If the Leafs make the playoffs, they're good enough to win the Cup. I believe that 100%. I mean, anybody has a chance, but I think they're good enough to be a true Cup contender if they make the playoffs this year, especially if they make top 3 in the Atlantic. And if they win the Atlantic, they're definitely good enough to be a contender. If they make the playoffs, I won't have my belief in the Leafs, and I don't think it'll be unfounded. I mean, 93's gone. I don't think it'll be unfounded, but I really believe Colorado versus Carolina. Carolina in 6. Thinking the Canadiens will take it. I'd say Colorado, but they got to prove it first. Well, you feel the same way about Colorado as I do the Leafs. Shot! You feel the same way about Colorado as I do the Leafs. If the Leafs prove it, they could do it. If the Leafs prove it, they could do it. I really believe that Gavin McKenna and a better Easton Cowan. Malaysia is most likely to replace Qatar for this year. Wait, is that real or not? Header? They're going to go do a double Sapong. Double Sapong. I mean, I believe it, but either way. And it's a single for John Rave that makes it 5-1. Yeah, we're going to lose. We'll say Colorado did trade one of Valeri, Nietzsche's, and Nelson and followed it up by trading Ross Colton, so it freed up space. There you go. Montreal will be in the mix. We still got a couple of holes to fill. I mean, Montreal could win the Cup as well. I think there's a lot of teams that... Here's the thing about this year in the NHL. I think there are many teams that could win the Cup. I don't think there's one overall favorite. I think some of the teams that are coming back from shitty seasons are definitely in the mix, a.k.a. Florida and Toronto. Edmonton, if this does work with Babs, if that's what they needed and this does work, which I feel like is unlikely, but they still have Draisaitl and McDavid, so there's always a chance that it'll work out anyway. I mean, it's like Matthews and Nylander in early 93. Like, yeah, their coach is a piece of shit, but they have very talented players that it should still probably work, at least to make the playoffs. Then once you get to the playoffs, then that's sort of a... But, either way, I think Edmonton, they'll be in the playoffs. I'm not saying they won't be. The Pacific's still a pillow fight. I think Anaheim will be in the playoff. For sure. But I think there's not one overarching favorite. Like, Vegas has a chance. Toronto, I think, has a chance. Florida has a chance. Tampa, I don't think so. Montreal, yes. Carolina, yes. Anybody out of the Atlantic has a chance. And Carolina when it comes to the East. Anybody out of the Atlantic and Carolina has a chance. Whether it's a wild card from the Atlantic or just the Atlantic top 3. Colorado, Vegas, Dallas, yeah, Minnesota, they got to prove it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota's there. Over the bar from Chicago, 1-0, 1-0. They needed that. Blue Jays getting closer to the 500 mark. Yeah, but looks like they're losing tonight. Yeah, Dolly Parton passed after a short battle with cancer. Yeah, I heard. Devin Taves was easily our worst defenseman versus Vegas, and he cost Canada gold. That is true. How we doing, Mala? But overall, the Mets aren't going to make the playoffs. I don't think they are. They're too far back, and if the Cardinals can't do it, I don't think the Mets will do it. Either way. But, I legitimately don't believe Davila and Origal offer Pineda and Lud. I don't think there are many true favorites when it comes to the NHL this year. I think there are many teams who could win the Cup. Oh, Vanilla Coke's back in Canada? It is? That's cool. Cool. Yeah, that's Canada. English and French, yeah. Zero sugar, though? Screw you. So, who wants it to be zero sugar? Lol. The 8th minute, 1-0. Either way, I think the Leafs have a chance to win the Cup. I really do. Sure, Daniel. Mariners at the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are playing on Friday Night Baseball this week. Oh, that's just amazing. Yay. I have Apple TV, but those don't go well. Yeah. Are zero sugar sodas good drinks? No. Hell no. I would never. I would never drink a zero sugar soda. Never. You're out of your mind. Ball crossed in. Shot. Goal! Tie game! Tie game! Phillip for the Fire. Phillip is on fire. 1-1. Perfect pass to the back of the box, to the middle of the box, and he slots it home. 1-1. Well, right now we go to penalties if this stands. But we got 1-1, and what a play. Ball crossed in by Gutman. Phillip right there at the penalty spot, slots it home. Gutman's been damn good low-key for a long time. Nutmeg the guy, too. Oh, my. Wow. Tie game, boys. It's a sprint for the win. A Spartamy. A Spartamy. 60th minute. 1-1. Uno. I mean, I want Chicago to win. Screw it. I want Chicago to win this game. I mean, I predicted Monterrey to win, but I don't want MLS to get wiped out, you know. It'd be funny if we thought MLS would get wiped out and they wipe out Liga MX over the next 2 days. It'd be funny. Or it would be funny if somehow it was 3 MLS versus 1 Mexico, and then somehow MLS still picked up all the CONCACAF spots. You know? Regular soda's better to drink. Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're on a diet, zero sugar. I still don't understand why zero sugar is good for people on a diet. I don't understand it. Either way, 61st minute. Will somebody win this late, or will we go to penalties? Okay, that's a pretty cool Tennessee helmet, though. That's a pretty cool helmet for their rivalries, though. The helmet's nice. Lando Norris, #1 in the power rankings for F1. Either way, I don't think a wipeout is happening this time around for either or. I mean, Chicago haven't been playing badly, though. You know what? I think MLS would be very happy if there's 2-2. Or I think both leagues would be very happy. If there was 2 Mexican teams that made the next round and 2 MLS teams that made the next round, I think both leagues would be very happy. That's never happened in Leagues Cup either. Like in the competitive era of Leagues Cup where it counted for CONCACAF spots, it's never happened. There's always been a wipeout. There's never been a Mexican team to make it through a CONCACAF spot through Leagues Cup. The best they've done is 4th place, which is Monterrey in 2023. And they lost to Philly. And then all 3 teams who made it through was all, the Final 4 was all MLS in 24. Same as last year, the Final 4 was all MLS. There's never been a Liga MX team to finish higher than 4th. And there's only been one team in Liga MX in the past 3 years to make the semifinals, which ends up playing the 3rd place game at the very least. Monterrey really wants it this time. Well, I think they want to stop being called Pecho Fios. Besides, I don't think they made CONCACAF through league positions, haven't. I don't think so. I don't think they have. If I remember correctly. Here we go. I think they have to win this to make it. I think they have to, if I recall correctly. Let's look. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's look. Oh, there we go. Liga MX. All right. That'll do. Last season. Aggregate table. Monterrey did not make it. No. Now, here's the thing. If Monterrey do not win this game, Monterrey needs Toluca and America to both make the semifinal and at least to win, to get into Champions Cup. Well, and not win. They need Toluca and America to make the semifinals, one of them to make the final and lose, and one of them to win the 3rd place game if they don't win this game. Or don't make the final to make the Leagues Cup because they're in 8th place. But as of now, they did not make it through the league. Monterrey have not made the Champions Cup through the league. Cruz Azul made it top of the table with the most points on the aggregate table, means they're in the round of 16. They were the better champion. Toluca were the other champion. They did not. They finished 2nd. Chivas Tigres made the final against Toluca, so they qualified through making the final. Chivas, America, and Pumas made it through. Toluca made both finals, so they made it through that. So their spot went to Chivas, and America and Pumas got the 2 spots on the table from being top 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all prelim round teams. Monterrey has to hope that Toluca and America both make the semifinals, one of them make the final and lose, and one of them win the 3rd place game. Then they make the Leagues Cup because the spots would have to trickle down to them, and Pachuca would make it as well. Monterrey, basically their better chance of making CONCACAF next year, they have not made it through the league on points. They have to hope that 2 of the teams on the table that are in this tournament still don't win the championship, win the Leagues Cup, but make it far enough to win the 3rd place or make the final. Pachuca and Monterrey are the 2 teams that could be, and Pachuca's ahead of Monterrey, so if only one of those happen, they get that spot. I don't know what happens if a team wins the final and there's 2 round of 16 spots. Does one of those round 1 spots drop? Or do both of them drop if one of them qualifies, but one qualifies in the round of 16 instead? I don't know. Probably does, but basically, everybody RSL comments said Kobe should start. RSL coaches at L. Either way, in the 2025 aggregate table, that's this year's Leagues Cup. Okay. Either way. Point is, Monterrey, their better chance of making the Champions Cup next year is winning this whole thing, so that's why it matters so much. I knew there was something about it. I knew. Free kick for Chicago, 69th minute. I knew. There had to be something about it, and there you go. They had to win. Well, there's your answer. They had to win. They have to win, or at least make the top 3 to make Champions Cup. Feel bad for the Mets. The high spending hasn't paid off so far. That's baseball for you. I wish that would happen to the Dodgers. To be honest, I wish that would happen to the Dodgers. $50-50, pretty much. I mean, Master Wendy's done a really good job, to be honest, with RSL overall. Dodgers are too smart about how they spend. Exactly, that's the problem. The Dodgers are actually smart about how they spend with Andrew Friedman and such. Now we'll see what happens with Ohtani with this Mark Walter thing. But, yeah, they're actually too smart about how they spend. The Mets are dumb about it. They just spend as much money as they can, shot wide. Yeah, I saw Enes Kanter troll the WNBA game. Yeah, I saw that. Yep, saw it. Out. Playing forward. Either way. We also reinvest 75% of our revenue made solely from playing back into the team. We're run like a regular team should be ran. Baseball has too many cheapskates. Ditha John A. off for Hail Selassie. I mean, that's true. I'll say this. I think the Jays spend their money pretty well. When they want to spend money, I think the Jays spend their money pretty well. For a rich team, I mean, they're not the Dodgers, but there are moves that I don't like. Free kick for Chicago. There are moves I don't like, and there are moves that look bad because of the injuries and our bad luck, so to speak, except for 2025. But honestly, I don't exactly complain how the Jays spend their money and the trades they make. I mean, even if I think there's a lot of, like, I could have lived without Varsho being on the team, he did enough to be useful over his career in Toronto. That was a trade, but still. Brett Bateman for Gausman, amazing trade. Soriano for Arjun, sure. Okamoto's a good amount of money we spent. Vladdy, I don't think we could have expected him to be as bad as he is, but he's still got a lot left on that contract. So as long as this is his worst season for like another 7 or 8 years, I guess we could live with it. But, you know, I think some of his old-ass seasons still might be better than this one. 73rd minute, either way. If we spend money to bring back Bo, sure. 73rd minute. Santander, like, he just got injured to hell and back. That is what that was. Corner. I'm not even exactly mad about it. It was something we needed. Santander's just injured to hell and back. Like, he's never been healthy at all. 5-3. The Blue Jays got 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Didn't get enough to win. It's honestly sad. Played over the top header. The Lindsay Clancy thing is just sad. It's just sad. Any way you slice it. If you think she did it, it's sad. If you think the dad did it, it's sad. Like, it hurts like hell to see. Even if she had postpartum depression, that doesn't give you a reason to just do what she did. It's sad. I haven't followed enough of the case. Like, I know what's happening, but to make a big statement about it, all I know is it's sad. And it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. If that's what you're going to do, you shouldn't be having kids. Now, I mean, if it is postpartum, nobody knows how bad it could be, and nobody knows if they're going to have it until... But that still doesn't excuse the fact. It's just sick, really. It's just sick. Tot mom Lindsay Clancy needs to go under the jail. No. No, top mom was Casey Anthony. It works for both. It works for both. But honestly, both her and the husband need to go under the jail. Because the fact it got to that, I don't care if he did. Like, there are people who think the husband did it. I don't care if he did it or not. The fact that it got to the point that it did, he needs to go under the jail as well. You got to protect your kids. If you're a man, you have to protect your children. And he didn't do that. Whether it was her who offed them or he did it and she's taking the blame, either or, he didn't protect his children. He didn't protect his children. He needs to go under the jail just as much as her. Jail, prison, same thing. Honestly, fry the motherfuckers. I don't know if that's too easy, but either way, 1-1. And that's sick too. And Casey Anthony, top mom Casey Anthony being on TikTok is sick too. She did that shit and you know it. I mean, all you got to do is look. Nancy Grace is right to hate that. Hate Casey Anthony. Hate that woman, Casey Anthony. The only person who got the real truth, well, either way, it was scum that she got off, and it's scum that she's on TikTok trying to be a real rehabilitator and some law thing. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? The only thing you know about the legal system is the trial you were in, tot mom. Get the fuck out of here. You may have been found not guilty. You still... No. She should be fried too. Let's be real. She got lucky. Point is, both the Clancys and Casey Anthony all should be fried. Jesus. Like, the worst... It's sad. There are families who can't have kids, or have fertility problems, who see people like this. I mean, any normal person who wants a family would feel that way, but especially people who have fertility problems. Watch people like Casey Anthony and the Clancys and just get sick to their stomach. And I think anybody who wants a family would as well. But it's just an insult, especially to people like that, to see something like this. You don't deserve to have kids. If you're going to be that negligent at the very least, or be that violent, I'm sorry. You didn't deserve to have kids in the first place, and there are people who deserve to have kids way more than you who can't. That's fucked. I'm sorry. That's fucked. That either way. Either way. 79th minute, ball crossed in and caught. Gutman. So this game's going to go a little bit long compared to the next one. Yeah, we might be a little bit late when it comes to the second match, but why'd you have to put it right at 30? Exactly. Exactly. And that's what a real parent would do. Exactly. No matter how old they are, if you have the chance to protect them, if you're breathing, you can protect them monetarily or physically, that's what you should do. Exactly. And I feel like that's the bare minimum. But I feel like in a world that we're in now, that does I have respect for that. Because I wish it was looked at as the bare minimum, but we have a lot of crazy people out here. But either way, 80th minute. So respect. It's exactly what you should do. Exactly. '81st minute. And the fact there's so many people supporting Lindsey Clancy absolutely scares the shit out of me. It really does. It really does. It really scares the shit out of me. That there's a lot, especially women, but a lot of people defending Lindsey Clancy. Like, not even many, I don't even remember that many people who defended Casey Anthony. So we've really, like, shit's got really fucked in the past 15 years. Are we? That's, I don't know how you can. Like, if it's just like, well, what about the dad? Did he? I mean, yeah, I do believe that even if the dad didn't do it, he still neglected his kids and didn't protect them. So he's still just as bad. But either way. So, yeah, I mean, the dad either basically put his kids right into Goal Monterrey! 2-1. And it is, well, there's the game for you. Number 25, Orbelín Pineda. Orbelín Pineda, 2-1. Damn, Chicago. Could have done better, but either way. What an interruption. I probably need to shut the hell up anyway. I'm gonna piss off the wrong people. Well, I don't know if it's the wrong people, but I'm gonna piss off some people. Probably either way. 80th something minute. Probably need to shut the hell up anyway. 82 minutes. 2-1, 2-1. What a shot. Just beat Brady off the hands. Yeah, I'm going to change the jersey. Hold on. That'll probably do it, I would say. Chicago put up a good fight, but just wasn't meant to be. Dean off for Bamba. I mean, I do think Chicago for real after watching this game, at least MLS-wise. Leagues Cup-wise, probably was always a big, whatever, hill to climb. But either way. '85th minute. Really, is Orbelín Pineda what he's doing back here. Thought Chicago would have won this one. I don't know about that. I mean, it is. It is. But it's... I mean, it is, but the fact there's so many people supporting her, maybe if I'm talking about people saying that people supporting her are crazy, that's bad for me. '86th minute. Cowboys get new uniforms in 2027. Oh, rivalries. I was like, oh. Either way. Tecatito off for Rodriguez. 86th minute. We got 3 matches happening at 9:30. Yellow card, 87th minute. Header wide. '88th minute. We'll quickly make the stream for the next match. After this is over. Is Leon really undefeated? In Leagues Cup, yes. I don't think they are in Liga MX, but Leagues Cup, yes. They're 5-0 in their last 5 matches, though. with their 2 MLS. Ever since Leagues Cup started, they're undefeated, yes. They've won their last 2 Liga MX matches as well. They are 3-0. Nope, they have lost. They lost their first 2 Liga MX matches, and they've won 3 straight. They've won 6 straight. Last Liga MX game before Leagues Cup, all 3 Leagues Cup, and the past 2 Liga MX games leading up to this. So in Leagues Cup, yes, they've won 6 straight in all comps. They lost their first 2 matches of the season, allowing 4 goals and scoring 2. But ever since Leagues Cup, or the game before Leagues Cup, they've been undefeated. Headed away, 89th minute. Offside. So, Leagues Cup, yes. Why? Yes. This was a disaster of timing. Imagine if all the Mexican sides except Leon wins. I mean, Leon's been playing pretty well recently. I don't know if they're going to lose. Damn. '90th minute. Headed over. It would suck if they scored in extra time, but let's see how much time we have left. If it's over like 5 minutes, I'm just going to make the next stream. Playing forward. Because somebody thought it would be a good idea to play both games at 7:30 and 9:30. We all knew there'd be an overlap. A long overlap as well. How much stoppage time do we got? Throw in Monterrey. Two subs. So, the time. Rossi and Torres off for Reyes and Ambriz. Throw in. Five minutes of stoppage time. Does Liga MX teams hurt MLS teams more than other Liga MX teams? I'd say yes. I mean, if you looked at how many teams were eliminated Liga MX by match day 3 and how many teams were still in it by match day 3 for MLS, I'd say yes. There's a lot more evenness of competition in MLS, so, but overall, they're still overall better. Ah, screw it. I think we'll stay to the end. If we're a couple of minutes behind on the next match, so be it. I hate it, but it is what it is. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea to run both games at the same time, or not the same time, but both at 30. At least tomorrow, the next game's at 45, shot wide. The second game's at 45 after the first one starts at 7:30. '93rd minute. '93rd minute. Rodriguez, Cardenas and Faz and Municipal Motagua both started 0-0 in both those matches in the 7th minute. We'll know what happens over there in Central American Cup, 94th minute. Monterrey can score a third. We'll end it from there. We do not need Chicago scoring. Looks like Monterrey will move on, which I had that prediction. I had all the Liga MX teams moving on this year to the semifinals on my predictions, where that video was barely watched, or at least post-league phase. Still have Toluca winning the whole thing, which I did at the beginning to begin with. Oh, look. 1 minute to go. If you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Want to subscribe. Hit that high button. Put us up an algorithm. Hit that join button. Become a member. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you in a couple of minutes for Leon versus RSL. Once the final whistle is blown here. And we'll move on when this is over. I still don't think it was smart to start that game when they did. It's pretty easy to predict when all the best MLS sides choked bad. Leon might still choke, though. And Toluca, no. America, no. Leon might still choke, but we might only have one MLS team left, and it's RSL. Should be crazy. 95th minute. Just blow the whistle. Free kick taken, short. Kuipers and Pineda off for Oriano and Roberto De La Rosa. (2-1) Monterrey. MLS teams can't win a CONCACAF Champions Cup. What does the League Cup really mean? Money. Over the top. Header down. Full time! Monterrey wins 2-1. 2-1 esta noche. We move on to the next match. I'll see you in a couple of minutes. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace.